Hello everyone and welcome to another league race. It's IRL realistic cars. As you can see, I'm in a Sauber, 7th place, full wet conditions. Yeah, let's get into it. Semi-decent start here. Main thing for me going to turn 1 was to keep it calm as we do go around the outside of Johnny there, and there is another Renault there off the track and a Ferrari is now gone. So in the space of one corner we've gone from 7th to 4th. So, these tricky conditions definitely catching people out. As we see there, Williams there going wide. So, we look to make another move here, but decide to back out as Williams goes off track. So we're up into 3rd place now. And, in a matter of 3-4 corners. And, I did not expect this, me being in the Sauber. If any of you did watch my last league race for ARL, I did actually win in the Sauber. So I didn't think I was going to win. I see a Red Bull there. We'd go down his inside. There's a little bit of contact, but I do decide to let him have it because, at this point I didn't want to ruin my race or his race. I think the guy ahead of me is involved in the championship fight. So, yeah, I didn't really want to get in the way of that. Me being relatively new to this league, I just wanted to make sure I have another clean race as I did last week. I think last week was the same conditions, wet to into conditions, but yeah, still on lap 1, 3rd place, not such a bad start. And yeah, as you can see here, we see Mike there get a really good exit there. So whether that's the realistic cars kicking in or whether the Sauber's just shit, must be the Sauber's shit. But yeah, lap 1 as a whole, pretty good. I'm not gonna say too much because I went from 7th to 3rd because people making mistakes, but as you see there, Mike goes wide there, so it gives us another place. And yeah, 7th to 2nd in the first lap, I'll definitely take it. It's going to be quite a struggle catching LKO because of seasonal Williams and realistic cars. I'm in a Sauber, it's just not going to happen. But we are now going to skip ahead to maybe me catching him and going for an overtake. Hopefully I do. But yeah, good lap. And if you see now, end of lap 6, right behind LKO, and for whatever reason my straight line speed was all of a sudden just was amazing. We see now dive down his inside, brake early because of the wet conditions, give him enough space. He tries for the switchback, I do cut it off, and yeah, it's a good move for 1st place. And my main goal now was to try and maybe get away. I know it sounds stupid me saying that, being in the Sauber, but I guess I can try. I mean, I did it at Brazil when it was the same conditions, so yeah, all in all, a good first stint. From 7th to 1st in 7 laps isn't too shabby. Yeah, I think we're going to skip ahead now to when it enters. Yeah, but as you see there, purple sector 1, just trying to get away from Elko, to be honest. And yeah, lap 9, I did get a notification from Jeff saying it was time to come in for inters, but as you can see, LKO stays out for another lap. So for whatever reason, he must be thinks it's still not time for inters. But when I get that message from Jeff, I just know to pit. So see now, fitting the inter tyres, and yeah, see now, I mean, we're still in P3. I think we're going to join P5. Yeah, P5. So I am going to stay on board this lap because, obviously Spud ahead in the Williams is sort of my reference point. If I start catching him dramatically, then I know that the inters are the right call. Because, at this point I didn't know whether I made the right call or the wrong call. Because obviously sometimes Jeff can be very wrong in terms of tyre choices. So I decided to just stick with him as a, didn't do no wet practice or, I just mainly focused on dry practice. But yeah, as you can see through sector 1, we're just absolutely catching Sir Spud for whatever reason. I mean, obviously me intermediates are obviously the right call at this point, so I knew I was going to get some sort of an undercut on LKO in front. It was just how much I was going to get it. And as you see now, sector 1, we close right up to Sir Spud here, so for whatever reason the intermediates seem to be working in these conditions. So yeah, as he goes wide. We do look fully inside, but the Sauber's traction off the corners is just terrible, and Sir Spud keeps it. But yeah, we're just harassing his back end, trying to force him into mistake as we did, in the first lap or two. But yeah, I think he does make a mistake here. And we do go down his inside here because, you know, we want to be aggressive. We want to get past as quickly as possible. We're giving him space on the outside because he is still there. But yeah, we get the move done, and at this point I knew I was going to get an undercut on LKO, who I thought was going to pit at the end of this lap, but he doesn't. So yeah, I guess we'll skip ahead to the next clip now. And yep, lap 11, so a couple laps I've been out on these tyres, and LKO just decided to pit then, so we're going to get a massive undercut on him here. Let's just see how much of an undercut we do get, as we do set the fastest lap there, so these intermediates are definitely the right tyres. And yep, there he is coming out the pits now. We get a massive undercut on him, and at this point I thought, you know, I did have the race in the bag at this point, because, you know, although the weather at the beginning said it was going to get dry, I think I had a gap to the faster cars behind where, you know, even if it did get dry, I don't think they would have caught me in time to, because, you know, Jamie, who's in a Ferrari there, you see he's in third place, he was like 16 seconds behind me, so he was a whole pit stop behind. But yeah, we are now going to skip ahead to lap 18 here, and as you can see there is a yellow flag, so I am about to lap someone, and it is someone in a Mercedes. But as you can see here, it doesn't really make an effort to get off the race line. I sort of have to avoid, because as I got near him, the track sort of went green, and obviously we all know when the track goes green, cars don't go. So if I'd have just carried on, I would have most probably ploughed straight into the back of him and had to pit. So yeah, not very good there from the Mercedes driver, but you know, what can you do? You know, we carried on, still leading at this point. In terms of highlights, there wasn't really much to put in, apart from, you know, obviously the first couple laps, you know, the changeable conditions and whatnot. But you know, at this point I just was trying to get a gap from Marco. But I mean, the Sauber in the wet or dry it is a really bad car, but you know, we have to make the most of it. But yeah, as you can see there, my tyre was at 50%, and I knew it was going to stay intermediate conditions all race, so I was going to try and go to the end, but I knew I wasn't going to be able to, and you'll see that at the end of this lap when I do decide to pit. You know, obviously LKO pitted a couple laps later than me, so obviously his tyres are a little bit fresher than mine at this point, so I was a little bit wary whether he could actually go to the end or not. So that's why I was second guessing whether to just try and maybe hold them up to the end. But you know, 50% with 8 laps to go, it's just not going to happen. So you know, at this point I decided to give it my all, and as you can see, we do go wide, just trying to push, trying to create a little bit of a gap, as LKO is sort of closing in at a very quick rate at this point. So that's why I decided to pit this lap, because I sort of had a 4-second lead still. So if he decided to pit, I was still going to get somewhat of an undercut. So yeah, you know, at this point, just trying to push the car a little bit. I mean, the Sauber is just a really, really bad car, but I mean, some could say, oh well, but you won your last race. Yeah, I did win the last race, but again, it was conditions like these. If it was a dry race, I wouldn't have won this race. So yeah, I mean, I qualified 7th in dry conditions, so I think maybe a top 10 maybe in dry. But you know, as for the wet, people just obviously struggled, or they caught them off guard. As you see, we do pit now. We do come in for another set of inters. As we see there, Elko does carry on. So you know, at this point I just thought, oh, okay, well, he's obviously going to go to the end. I'll take second place for what, you know, second place is still good in the Sauber. You know, at this point I thought the win was gone. But yeah, again, this league in general is just pretty good. I mean, joining late, you know, I thought people were going to be a bit wary of me, but you know, everyone gives each other space here, and it's a really good community. But yeah, I think we're now going to skip ahead to the end of the race. You know, sorry again about the highlights, but I mean, there just wasn't really much to commentate on. I am commentating again because my last video did get a good reception. You know, I did say if people wanted to see it more to tell me. I've had multiple people tell me that they liked what they see. So yeah, I'm doing it again, and as you see now, lap 27, we're still leading, but LKO is, you know, in these sort of dry conditions, he has really caught me up the last couple laps, and at this point, I did have a time penalty for corner cutting, and I was trying to find out whether he did or not. but yeah, I didn't know. So at this point, I'm just like, well, if he ain't got one, then fair play to him. He's won the race. Um, but yeah, no, I am. I'm going to carry on commentating over my races. I feel like it's a lot more entertaining for people watching it. As we come around the last corner now, at this point, I just thought, see what happens. If I win the race, I'll win the race. It's not, I'm not really bothered. As we do come across line P1, do we keep it? Yes, we do. So Alcoa obviously had a time penalty as well. I think Alcoa did win the championship. So yeah, so congrats to him. As you can see there, Mike with 13 seconds. Yeah, all in all, a good race from me. Sorry about the highlights not being as long, but hopefully the commentary sort of kept it alive. But yeah, this was the season finale as well, so to go out and win, I'm happy with. And yeah, I'll see you next time. Goodbye.